friends, it's Friday and I'm on the way for Damien. The week went pretty quick and I'm sorry, I have to apologise for not being on air too much lately. I've had a busy time, there's been a lot going on. So we had weddings, we had my son finishing up his year in school. He's not finished yet, he still has 2 more years of secondary school to do, but we had a lot of things going on, and I suppose between the hopping and the trotting, as they say, it triggered a bit of a fibromyalgia flare up. Those of you who've been with me for a while have heard me mention this before. I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Very bad pain. Fibromyalgia, for those who don't really know what it is arthritis of the muscles, which sounds a little bit weird. That's the simplest way of describing it. But again, it's an autoimmune illness where the body decides to attack itself for no particular reason. Maybe it's feeling run down, or just something rogue goes astray. So it results anyway in inflammation. I have a lot of inflammation in the body. Different things get very sore at different times. Now previously, I won't give the whole vlog talking about my fibromyalgia. Previously I had terrible pain across the shoulders and the neck and my arms and legs and my knees. Now I have been very lucky for maybe 6 to 9 months. Prior to this attack, I have been pretty much stable and pain-free. That dreadful pain on my shoulders, it must have lasted maybe 2 years, and I was on different medications and heat pads and what do you call those little things? The TENS machine that you plug in and vibrates, and nothing seemed to relieve it. But I was mentioning to a few people lately that I've been so lucky now, I'm pain-free and I'm not near as stiff anymore, and lo and behold, what happens? I do too much. Anytime I do too much going or too much worrying or not enough resting, that's when it can happen. So this time it's in a different place. It's right over my left hip, very, very bad pain. And the way fibromyalgia is diagnosed is there's 18 pressure points around your body. There's 2 here, 1 on this side and 1 on the corresponding other side. There are 2 up here, the base of the head, just in the neck. And there are 2 on the elbows, just right on the elbows when they're squeezed like that. There are 2 down there in the hip area. They're also on the knees, and there's 1 there in the front on the sternum. So it basically seems to be wherever the muscle joins to bone. So when they are squeezed or pressed on, the pain is quite severe, and depending on how many of those pressure points hurt, that's basically the diagnosis. And I remember when I was initially diagnosed, I think it was 17 out of the 18 pressure points were unbearable when touched. So even though they're always there and they're always sore, you kind of cope with them. But this extra pain now is in 1 pressure point over my left hip. And for a while there, a few weeks ago, I was concerned because I thought it was kidney stones acting up. The pain was quite bad. The pain, I would wake up with it in the morning. It would stop me from sleeping during the night. Every time I twisted and turned, it was quite bad. And then I would get up in the morning and I would be badly able to walk with it, just in the one area. But it was so bad initially, it felt like it was going in a ring all around my waist, and I could not tell you where it started. So I ended up in A&E for blood tests to check about the kidney stones, and they were clear, thank goodness. And then the pain eventually settled down to the 1 spot over the left hip, and sometimes it comes around to the front down into my groin. And now I'm pretty sure myself I'm not going to have any more investigations. I'm pretty sure myself it's fibro pain, because I get up in the morning, very bad pain. I take my normal medication, and I'm also taking 2 paracetamol as well. I don't like to take anything stronger because it makes me sleepy and drowsy, and it has side effects, constipation, you name it. And I have Diphene suppositories for when the pain is very bad. But after about an hour of mooching around and moving around, it starts to disappear. So the funny thing about fibromyalgia, the more you can move through the pain, the better it gets. It's while you're lying in bed and your limbs are still, your muscles are still, that is when the pain builds up to its highest point. Now I said I'm lucky that the pain is just in the one area. I can cope, and once I know it's fibromyalgia and nothing more sinister, I can cope with that. And at this stage of the afternoon, 10 minutes to 2, I can say that I'm fairly pain-free. So, I mean, if I can hold it at this, I'll be happy. So that's my fibromyalgia story. Many people I know have it, and they suffer with pain in much of the body, like I did in the beginning. It was quite a bad flare-up. But it does die down, whether it's a combination of medication, rest, I think rest is terribly important, de-stressing, and it eventually dies down. But I used to note that if I was out late on a night, the following day would be a bad day. So I kind of figured out that it has to do with rest. So if I'm out late on a night or celebrating, the day or two after have to be rest days. So once you come to realize this, you learn to live with it and you learn to cope with it, and it is not the worst of illnesses. There's many other things that are worse than that. Not a lot is known about it, and some people call it chronic fatigue syndrome. My doctor calls it chronic fatigue syndrome, even though I think it's different, but who am I to disagree? My fibromyalgia, I think it's the pain that really bothers me more than the tiredness. Tiredness is there, but I can get up and I can pace myself. It's all about pacing yourselves. So enough said about illness. Where am I going? Yeah, I'll go this road. How are all of you, my friends, on this lovely bank holiday weekend here in Ireland? We are having a bank holiday on Monday. I call it the May bank holiday. I'm not really sure. Monday is the 1st of June, isn't that right? Oh my goodness, somebody has just dumped a whole bag. Too late now to show it to you. It's just gone, but there was a whole bag of rubbish just thrown. Look at there again on the right hand side. Just thrown on the road. How can people be so disgusting as to think that they're not responsible for their own rubbish? We have bin charges here in Ireland, and they are quite steep, and most people pay for them. You either pay by the week, there's one collection, and you can buy little stickers to stick on your bins or on your bags, depending on what you're doing, whether you're recycling. We have different collections. We have a recycling and we have a general waste, and some people even have a green bin for food. But then I suppose many people can't afford it, but to throw your rubbish on a public road like that is absolutely disgusting. And many farmers actually find in their ditches and in their fields rubbish bags. And I was talking to one lately, and they said they actually went through the rubbish to see if they could find an envelope with a name and address, because there is a huge fine for doing that, for disposing of your rubbish. So it's a problem. I saw silage cut in some place. Did you see silage cut?
Yeah.
don't know where, but I saw silage cutting in some fields.
In Goyle.
I don't know. We'll have to go back that way. I didn't drive back that way in a while, so I'm not sure. We'll have a look, won't we? See if there's anything.
The tractor's gone up all day.
Tractors. Oh, there was tractors one day during the week. Donal was cutting silage, and I was caught behind him. What day was that? Tuesday, I think it was, Damien.
Yeah.
Might be the night I rang you. Was it Tuesday I rang?
Yeah.
Yeah, that night now I think I saw a lot of tractors up and down.
I'm doing it there.
I don't know, is there anybody doing this today? Were you busy anyway for the week?
Yeah.
What were you doing? In the garden, working hard.
Yeah.
Hi friends, just reading today's little inspiration from the mindfulness books. It says, be non-judgmental in your thoughts, feelings and beliefs. That means no judging yourself, no judging your thoughts, no judging what you believe in. It is important sometimes to let things be just as they are and allow them to breathe without questioning or fixing them. Sometimes things go through your head and you're saying, oh my goodness, they're wrong. I don't want that to happen. This isn't right. But doing that isn't going to solve anything. Sometimes you just have to say, right, the thoughts are there. Let them be. I can't do anything about them. I'm not going to fix them or question them. I'll just let them be. It's like what I was saying before about having these thoughts and putting them in a little room away, and go and visit your little worries whenever you like, but don't have to fret about them. You don't have to question them. You don't have to spend time with them. Just let them be. They're there. That's enough. Acknowledge them. And hope you all have a wonderful weekend. It's bank holiday weekend here again, so we're looking forward to it. Take care, and thanks again for watching today. Bye.